Hi everyone, welcome to I'm Recruiter. I'm your host Prafula Deori. I'm a Recruiter is a community created by and for talent acquisition professionals like us. Our vision is to build the leading global community for TA professionals, and our mission is to help 100K TA professionals grow from a traditional recruiter to a trusted talent advisor. And if you find our content useful today, please support us by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting on our channel. This podcast session is dedicated to our esteemed talent acquisition professionals who might be experiencing challenges in their current roles, uh, along with like mental health because of the layoffs and other things. So we want to extend our support that we all are with you. So we will try our best to help you, support you, and guide you the way we can. And this session is crafted specially for you guys, so that you can explore different path and opportunity available when your full-time opportunity is not there, right? So we have a very special guest named called Sampath. So Sampath have over decade years of experience in recruiting world, has been making waves in companies like Synchron Digital, excelling in client management, team leadership. Sampath is not only a typical recruiter, he is a data driven expert knowing for crafting standout resumes, captivating audience with his public speaking skills. So get ready as we deep dive with Sampath, wealth of knowledge and uncover game changing insights, data insights, I would say, that will elevate your hiring strategy. So welcome on board, Sampath. We are really excited for this podcast session, and thank you so much for your time. So over to you. Why don't you quickly introduce yourself?
Hey, thank you so much, Prafula. That's really wonderful introduction. Thanks for having me in your podcast. It's my immense pleasure to share my thoughts, knowledge with a large audience so that at least one or two get inspired. That makes my day. Absolutely. And I'm so happy that you started this initiation and way to go. I'm always there to support in any manner, right? It's we're all a TA fraternity and we need to help each other. Otherwise, we cannot do anything in the world, right? So that's my strong belief.
That's
Well,
true.
myself, Sampath Arni Ravi. So basically, we are from Mysore. My family roots are from Mysore, but however, born in Andhra Pradesh. My father got retired from Indian Railways as a commercial inspector. My mom, she was into LIC for a couple of years, and then she took a break because of the family and all other stuff. And so I have two elder brothers. The first elder brother is into freelancing. He does Bitcoin trading and all of that. Apart from that, he is a wildlife photographer. Okay, so the second elder brother, we both are identical twins. He's
Okay.
just 1 minute elder to me. He's
Okay.
also a recruiter. He manages large account management, stakeholder management. That's we both are identical twins, right?
Okay. Okay.
And
Good to know.
2020 got married. It's been 4.5 years of successful marriage. And when you look at my career, right, it's almost 11 years of experience into talent acquisition, worked with multiple big companies, right? Managed large portfolios, team management, vendor management, you name it, I've done it. So my expertise covered not just into talent acquisition, even beyond even the human resource side, right? So that's how my journey. So when I talk about my journey, 11 years, started my career with Accenture, been there for 1.5 years, and then moved to Infosys, Wipro, and then Infinite, and then with Digital. Right, 11 years, learned many things. There's a lot of ups and downs, right? I cannot say only I have ups. It's absolutely
Yes.
a wrong statement, right? So I have ups and downs, right? I never felt bad when I wasn't down. So that's where you can identify your area to learn, right? And then that's how you can pick that skill and you can excel and then you can show your potential within the organization, right? So everybody's
Yes.
enough capable to do anything. It's just the time you need to allocate, and so that eventually even you can become an expert, right? I would say
Yes.
in this world everybody is good whatever they will be doing it, right? So there is no comparison between you're good and bad. It's nothing like that. I don't believe such concepts, by nature, right?
Sure, sure.
So I'll talk about on the freelancing part, right?
Yep, yep.
Uh,
But before that, I just have few more questions for you.
hmm,
So since you are from Mysore, right? So what's famous there in Mysore? Because like I have been hearing lots of good things about Mysore and other things, and I have got a couple of friends, but never got chance to go there. So like,
uh,
what's good or popular there in Mysore? Sampath.
Mysore, one thing you can avoid traffic for sure.
Okay, okay,
The climate will be really good. The warm
okay,
welcome you receive as and when you go, no matter in which season and which month, right? And Mysoreans are very warm people. They'll receive you with good hospitality. And Mysore is more of an historic place, right? So the Tipu Sultan
okay.
ruled and conquered
Yes.
the entire Karnataka region, right? And you can visit a lot of temples, Kaveri River. When it comes to food, Mysore Pak is very
Yeah,
famous.
yeah.
It's very delicious. You must try at least once. I mean, it's a
So
good spot, for someone to have 2 days plan. It's I would suggest from Bangalore to Mysore. You can just go in 2 hours and you can enjoy the nature.
okay. So you were born in Mysore, then you did your
No, no,
education
no.
and
My
other thing.
parents both are from Mysore. My roots are from Mysore,
Okay,
but I brought up. I mean, I born in Andhra Pradesh. Since my father
okay,
he was in
okay,
Indian Railways, he keeps getting transfers and all of that. Since my mom and
okay.
dad both were working and they had multiple reasons for multiple locations. That's how I learned Telugu. I'm good at Hindi. I'm good at Tamil. I'm good at English. I'm good at Kannada. I'm good at Malayalam.
You know so many language.
I'm, basically, I'm a typical South Indian, so many South Indians knows multiple languages.
So, since you have stayed in Andhra as well, right? So, since you were born and brought up in Andhra, like, and you are currently in Bangalore, so how do you compare between both the places, like, in terms of climate, in terms of food, in terms of language, in terms of like friendliness? Which places you prefer
Uh,
and how?
well,
Why?
right from childhood, any vacation, I was mostly in Bangalore or in Mysore. Only for study and all of that I did in Andhra Pradesh. But otherwise, my heart and soul will always, even not just me, my entire family, we were in another Karnataka. So we always visit at least monthly once and all of that. Because our
Okay,
99% of our family, extended family, based out of in Karnataka, and only we were in Andhra Pradesh. When it
okay,
comes to Andhra, right? So I belong to Rayalaseema region, which is very spicy by nature. People there eat a lot of spicy, which we don't eat. So we prefer more
okay,
sweet because Mysorean loves to eat a kind of a sweet flavor, be it your sambar, rasam, anything that you prefer, right? That's how the sweet includes in our diet. And when you look at Andhra Pradesh, typical Tirupati, the Chittoor, Kadapa, and all of it, they are the spicy lovers. Otherwise, people are very good. They're really good. They're very soft. They're very polite. I don't see any difference between in Andhra and Karnataka. For me, we are all one. So
yes,
that's how
yes.
I believe.
Now, going to your little bit about your education background, right? So, where did you did your 10, then 12, and what graduation you did?
Schooling, I did multiple schools. I don't remember
Okay,
the last
okay. No, no, that's
10th. I
fine. That's
was
fine.
from Milton English Grammar School. It's a Christian-based school, and then I did my 12th, which we call it as PUC in Karnataka,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm a typical commerce, economics, civics background student, and later on degree, I pursued a bachelor's in business management. And
Okay,
then I did
okay,
my master's in business administration. Finance was my major, and HR was very minor. And then I
okay.
turned into an HR and did talent acquisition.
After MBA, how did you end up in recruitment?
Well, right. I mean, I joined Accenture, and that's where I started my journey.
Was it a campus placement or
It was
like
not even a campus placement since I belong to Bangalore and Mysore, right? So during Sankranti festival, and I was with one of my relatives' house for the festival celebrations and all of that. So back in 2013, right? We don't have such a good digital platforms where we can see today, right? So we don't have
yeah,
that fast information where here hiring is happening, there hiring is no. It was on the paper ad. So that's how I saw a paper ad in Bangalore Times during my festival time. So I saw, and then I why not I give a try. So that's
Okay.
where out of 600 folks, only two were selected during the entire day of selection process. I was the
Okay.
one. I
Nice.
joined
And good to know
Accenture
that.
on Jan till even I born on Jan 31st. So my date of birth is Jan 31st, and I started my career with Accenture on the day that I was born.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
the nature is. That's how the universe is. Right? When you think about it, it's really beautiful and amazing.
And how long you worked there in Accenture?
Around 1.5 years typically, and then I was in a mixed kind of in a role at Accenture, and then I decided I want to be proper human resource person or in a talent acquisition. That's where I switched, and then I wanted to have this career until 45 years of my age, right? Because
Okay.
I'm good at public speaking, right? During my degree also. We just had 3 years of college, and later second half is fully free, and then I decided let's not waste this time, and then that's how I started my freelancing career back in 2009. So I
Okay.
started
Okay.
earning while I was pursuing my degree.
What kind of freelancing work you used to do there?
I was at the faculty. I
Okay.
was taking up class for 8th, ninth, and 10th for social. Apart from that, to my seniors, I was helping them to write their projects and all of the basically assignments. I was charging accordingly. But the amount
Okay.
that I earned during my degree time, that money helped me to pay my MBA fees. So
Okay.
because I really, want to be very independent by nature. That's how my family taught me, and that's how I, shaped my career in a beautiful way.
Post Accenture, which organization?
Info, I was into an internal IGP hiring that I was looking after
Okay.
across, right from an entry level to an leadership level across all the Infosys towers, be
Okay.
it BPO, be it the consulting, be it limited, be it Edgeware. I was the one who's taking care
Okay.
of that.
And what you loved about that particular role?
Uh, Actually, right, Infosys really given a certain shape to my career. While I was talking about Accenture, I had in a mixed role where I was not happy there, and then that's where I switched, and I realized that leaving Accenture and then move to Infosys was a good move, right? Considering the role, which is in internal hiring, which across all the towers, not just limited to your say mid-level or senior level leadership level. So, but I got that opportunity to handle across no matter what experience these folks are coming in. So
Yeah.
I just had
Yeah.
1.5 years of experience, and then I excelled. So that's how I became a master at Infosys. So that's my stepping stone, I would definitely say.
And how long you worked there in Infosys?
It was short duration, 1.5 years there again. Because
And
my
and
role was more of a traveling across Mysore, Pune, Hyderabad, and all of that. So I had a 3 4 months gap after leaving Accenture. I met with an accident. I had my backbone injured. L4, L5 got operated, and that's where I was bedridden. But otherwise, I had an offer. It just got delayed due to my personal things. I was taking a
and
lot of physiotherapies and all of that, and then I decided not to continue because that role involves a lot of traveling and a lot of coordination because I was handling leadership 60%, and then I need to arrange meeting rooms. I need to be there and need to coordinate between the panels, the candidates, etc. It was really hectic, and that's how I made a mind to switch.
post that you joined Wipro, and how long you worked?
1.5 years, I was into leadership hiring for infrastructure side, predominantly on the digital cloud security and all of
Okay.
that. And after a couple of months, I was also into product engineering services hiring for Wipro Technologies. It's predominantly focused on various Java technologies, right from two
Yeah.
years to around 14 years.
And post Wipro, which company you worked for,
Infinite Computer Solutions,
and how long you worked there?
more than 3 years there,
And after that, you joined Cinecron. How long you worked there in Cinecron?
close to 2 years.
And all these companies, right? So you have been in multiple different roles and responsibilities and all. So what is your best roles and responsibilities in which company, and why you like that particular role?
The best I would say at Infinite Computer Solution.
Okay, what was
I
the role
joined.
there?
I joined as a senior executive talent acquisition there,
Mm-hmm.
a group, and within a year I got promoted as a team lead.
Mm-hmm.
After 1 year, I got promoted as an assistant manager.
One.
If you look at their journey, right, they were hardly 3,000 folks across the globe before COVID. So
Mm-hmm.
my contribution was immensely good there, and the companies doubled their numbers in terms of their hiring. So
Okay.
during my phase, we were at 6,000 employees across the India,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
we were all before COVID, we were just 11 recruiters handling end-to-end recruitment, out of which, since I've promoted and lead, I remember handling various toughest clients like Nokia, and IBM is one of our client, and there are a couple of more clients like Tata Sky and all of that. So these are all typical TNM models, right? We don't know, and suddenly recession I mean, not recession, the COVID happened. We are all working from remote, and how we can do the smooth recruitment process and all of that, right? So in I was part of this various human HR team, and with the sales team and the marketing team. I had a chance to work closely with them, given a lot of inputs like how we can brand our company in a different way, right? That's how even the most of the companies started promoting uh, their company's performance or anything on various digital platforms, right? The transformation of, we all had a digital in our hands, right, back in 2013-14 time, but then the transformation happened only during the COVID time. People really understood how important the digital will make our life easier, right? So when it comes to recruitment also, digital helped a lot. There are black shades to it, right? It's common for anything. If you look at it, there's nothing called only a person has a positive. It cannot be, right? It has both sides of the coin. That's how, right? So during the COVID time, really, break my heads, and I worked more than 16, 17 hours. I got multiple time COVID, and I was bed for long, so much a longer duration. But then my recruitment never stopped. I
Okay.
was on bed, and then talking to various stakeholders, understanding the requirement, passing it to my recruiters, and working closely with the HR team in terms of smooth onboardings, etc. Built a lot of policies during the COVID timeline, how we can go about in terms of doing the smooth onboarding, how we can give a good candidate experience, right? Right, we always talk about the candidate experience, but then we leave it there. But then I was very obnoxious in terms of my entire flow should go smooth. I don't want to see any hurdles. That's how I fought with leaders, given my thoughts in terms of how we can go about it, how we can improve our recruitment process, how we can identify whether the candidate is genuine or not, or what kind of checks that we can do. I made a lot of prerequisite, and worked closely with the CEO of the organization, got approvals, and then the second phase was on in terms of the salary process, right? Before COVID, the picture was different, and after during the COVID time, the picture is something different. People are working from remote and doing multiple shopping, and market is gone really crazy. Right, for example, Java developer, back in 2018, we used to get around 7 lakhs, but then during COVID time, it was three times, right? Typically understanding market, how it is going towards, and then done a lot of benchmarking and all of that, and done a lot of research and what is the current parity that we can give. Worked again with the HR team for these technologies. This is how we need to give the salaries. These are min, mid, and max value, and then come even. I was not thinking just on the external part, right? For me, internal is also an important. People are working for the organization for a couple of years, and I cannot bring somebody with an Y value, and my the old employees at X value, right? I've also given a lot of inputs, like let's also do a lot of corrections within the organization, so that it will not impact on the attrition part, right?
Got it. Got it.
So I got a
So
lot of
I
work to do around this, and I've studied a lot and So I've spoken with other people outside the organization and took the inputs and drafted a lot of policies during this period.
You have worked with multiple different service organizations, right? So let's say if a fresher want to enter into a service organization, right? So how he or she can prepare to get selected into service organizations, and what kind of things are asked during the interviews?
Right, for an entry level, right, first they need to understand what are the channels they can approach, right?
Okay,
So when they know the channels, right? So when I say channels, I mean I would suggest to build their LinkedIn profile during their college time, right? And
okay,
right, and that's the basic fundamental they have to follow. And then everybody will have their certain targets or the dream companies to work, right? So I would suggest them to follow those companies on LinkedIn, right? Probably can also do a send request within the TA community, HR, or from the technical background, right? That's
okay,
how they get a news feeds on their, as and when they open the LinkedIn they can probably check. That's the first thing they have to do it, right? Before entering to any corporate, at least I would suggest to have at least 500 bare minimum connection. In
okay,
today's digital world, that is simple matter, that back in 2013 in our period it is very difficult, right, to connect and all. We had that shy and whether this person will accept or reject and all. Now it is all digital world and people accept as a person, right? It is all about helping each other. That's how the world is emerging and that's how the world is we are looking at. So that's the one thing. And the second thing, right, I was about talking about LinkedIn, not to just create a profile. Right, during the college, they might have done a lot of projects, internship, and all of that. So they need to update those things on their LinkedIn profiles so that it will also give a weightage for sure, right? And then somebody is looking at hiring in a fresher, can somebody suggest their name as well? So that's the one way. And the other way is like, I mean, if you're within your family, somebody's working at XYZ companies, right? Connect with them, talk to them, understand their company model, what they are into, what services they provide, what are their products, right? And share your expertise, right? I'm good at Java, I'm good at Android, I'm good at iOS. When you talk, and people will definitely help you. See, what happens is like, as and when we come out from the college and they feel very shy. Point number one, they don't interact much, and they will think that these people will think something else about us, which is absolutely wrong. Networking will also possibly help to crack interviews. Like during freshers, right? It's we are following the same old tradition method, right? So what's your
like
hobbies,
how can they prepare for interview? Like let's say
right?
they are fresher, they have done their LinkedIn profile, they have done their network and all, right? They have reached out to people as well, they have got email invite as well, right? So let's say they have their interview tomorrow. So how do you suggest, as a recruiter with lots of experience, you have given multiple different interviews as well, you have cracked interviews as well. So how do you suggest them? What are the things they should focus on?
So for the interview preparation, right? So
Yeah.
they should have a very good resume, right? I suggest these days people not to have a cut copy paste resume, right? So you can commonly see an objective to seeking an career challenging role. Under skills, they'll just mention fast learner, team leadership building, and all of that, which is absolutely red flag for anybody, right? They have to, in a resume, should strongly talk about their personality. When I say about their personality, right, during college times, they might have done multiple internship projects, attended various seminars and all of that. Please write that, right? And when someone looking at your profile, like this is something really good. He has written something about an internship, so that the shortlisting will be even easier,
Okay.
right? Don't just mention that I know languages in Telugu, English, Kannada, Telugu. That's not. Put your expertise, put your technology. If you're good at Java, please mention Java. If you're good at backend technologies, mention all those technologies. That is
Okay.
lacking in freshers resume. There will be very blank profiles. There's nothing at all. So I would suggest prepare a good resume, consult few people, within your circle, or there are agencies, there are, even I can also help them if they want to build their resume based on the ATS friendly, I can do that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, they have a lot of lack in their confidence, right? So they have their own friend zone, cracking jokes and all of that, because they will be in adult age and they don't know much about the corporate world, right? So they need to come out of that fear, right? We are also humans and we treat the freshers also equal. So there's no bias at all. So confidence, how they can build, right? It will not come overnight for sure. So during their last semester or probably the last year of their career, so they need to build their confidence. How they can build confidence? Everybody will have a mirror at their home. Lock your door. Talk talk to yourself. You will understand your mistakes there. You can rectify, and the next day you can perform better in front of the mirror in a better way, right? So that if you do this practice over a period of time, I'm sure everybody will get a good confidence. That's how even I learned. That's how I became a
Okay.
public speaker. Right? When you
Okay.
have a fear to talk to any stranger, I would suggest, please talk in front of the mirror. Be it 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes day one. Gradually increase yourself. Pick one topic, not just your curriculum में जो है. It's not that. Pick any topic which you want to talk. Just talk openly, right? So over a period of time, they will build that confidence and they can talk to another person. So when they do this, I'm absolutely sure that people will crack interviews. That's how
Okay.
for last 11 years I keep saying to all the freshers, grads, and all of them.
So basically, any organization, what they do look in a fresher, like is it confident? Is it their resume? Is it their attitude?
It's just a confidence, right? We cannot, drill down and ask, can you can you write a code? I wanted to, have a project submission tomorrow, or not, which we cannot ask, right? Right? I have this project which is where I have a bug, and can you do the coding part? Which we don't do that. Nobody will ask. It's just that your appearance, point number one. Point number two is resume. What content you have provided apart from the X person? What speciality? What specialization that you've mentioned? What uniqueness that you've written in your resume? That's point number two. Point number three is the confidence, right?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
even mostly if they say wrong, also we just look at their confidence level, right? That's
Okay.
very important. If you say wrong answer also, when you talk with confidence, people will think that this person has that capabilities. So these are the three criteria.
Now moving to your freelancing related work, Sampath, right? So you mentioned that you have worked with Synchron Diesel, which was your last organization, right? So when like you left your organization, right? So post that, how did you started your freelancing work, and what are the different approach you have taken? Because there are many friends of ours, recruiters, friend, TA folks, and other who are who have got impacted with this layoff and other things, and many of them are going through this mental trauma and all those things, right? But as a recruiter fraternity we thought let's try to kind of do something for it, right? Since you have gone through the same phase, right? So we thought, okay, let us ask your experience, what are the different things you have done and how other people can follow the same thing, or probably something which they are interested in.
One thing, during my college days, I was sure that I will work for a private organization, right? Back in 2009, I did my research like how the private sector work, because my entire family is from the central government. People are in income tax, railways, in army, and all of that, right? Because our generation, we wanted to be in a private sector. So I understood what's the plus and minus, right? So I know there will be a heat recession. You don't know tomorrow you will have a recession. Day after tomorrow you will have good market. So I had that thought process in my mind. I made up my mind like that. That's how I pursued my MBA, because I wanted to do my masters. I mean MBA. and then wanted to be in a corporate life,
Okay.
right? And that's my ground preparation. That's where I started my freelancing journey back in 2009,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Right? No technology, no
Mm-hmm.
digital era, but then I was making good money. That's how, while I was pursuing my degree, that's how I, saved money with the help of freelancing work,
So as a
and that money
freelancer work, yeah, yeah. As a freelancer during those days, what kind of money you were earning as a freelancer
so
in
my
2009?
first, as a freelancer, I got 350 rupees.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
first paycheck back in
Okay. And
2000. That's my
what
first
was
paycheck.
what was the job you did?
So I did multiple things during my degree time. So one thing was a faculty. I was teaching social for
Okay.
8th, 9th, the 10th students during my second half, and then I was helping to my seniors to write their assignments.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So 6 subjects or 5 subjects, and I'm good at writing in multiple different handwritings.
Okay.
So that's another hidden talent that I have. Based on your handwriting, I can write accordingly, and they can give you. So nobody
Okay.
can tell which is real, which is forgery.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
how,
Okay.
and that's how I told to my friends and all of that. Right, I'm good at writing assignments and all of that. If you need
Mm-hmm.
any help and all of that, I can happy to help. So that's how I got the projects. Right, I
Okay.
still
Okay.
remember until night 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I was writing their assignments so that tomorrow morning they can submit and get internal marks.
Okay.
So,
Good.
so
Good.
with,
At
help,
least.
with that assignments, I made almost 54,000.
Okay.
3 years
Okay.
of my
Okay.
degree, I made half of my age now.
So after that, after MBA, what kind of freelancing work you have done post
See,
MBA?
after MBA also, 2013, I'm a good at socialing people and meeting and doing networking. Back in 2013, I was good at, right? And
Mm-hmm.
to I was in a pack shift while I was working with Accenture, and after 2:30 was absolutely free, and I took on a 3 BHK apart rented. I was staying, and then I was thinking I was just alone, and I took 3 BHK, and I was thinking what I can do with the rest of my hours apart from my office, what I can do, and then that's how I started thinking, and then I started my textile business there as a freelancer.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and then I
Okay.
was taking pictures and uploading on Facebook, and I was couriering all of that. So down the line 2 years, I sold my store at a 3x profit.
Okay.
So
So what was the
2013.
investment required for those kind of business?
So not necessarily you need any huge investment. You start with a limited resource availability within your hands. I would suggest not to take a loan and then do it. Absolutely no. So whatever is feasible, whatever is doable, start from 1 rupee. Eventually you will get a revenue, right? So what happens? Typical business mindset people invest a lot of money and then they incur losses. That's not the way to do it, right? The business thought should be in a different way. That's how I was doing it for last 2 decades, close to 2 decades now, right?
Okay.
Even in
Okay.
Accenture, while I was working, right, I was till today I'm associated with multiple training institutes. So they give you assessments for a public speaker, lecturer, and all of that. So in a month, I get at least one or two such events. There also was
Okay.
making money, right? So
Okay.
when you
What?
have a constant money, even you should also think about alternate so that you can save this money as and when that will save you when you are in a bad times, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's how my motto was, and that's how whatever I was earning as a freelancer, I was keeping it separate so that I can use it when it is really required, when I'm in really tough times. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
how they.
And what kind of institute you were connected with for this, like as a speakers and as a guest lecturer and all those things, right?
So if you know about Seventh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Seventh Sense, they're more than 14 years old in Bangalore. So they are sort of JP Nagar. So they tie up with multiple colleges, universities, and all of that. So typically they mold students, be it uh, on the English, be it on their interview process, and all of that. So they do a lot of assessment also. These days, what they are doing also, they're taking the entire faculty as a process, right? So they take speakers like me. I'm good at HR analytics and the talent acquisition, right? So I go to visit college, I'll probably on the theory part they'll give me the table of contents. I'll prep myself and I'll compare with what's happening versus the theory versus the real time world.
Okay, okay.
So multiple they're doing multiple ways.
Okay, so do you also can suggest some of the alternatives, right? Let's say I want to go and connect with multiple different colleges as a guest lecturer. Let's say other TF fraternities who got impacted, they wanted to go and start connecting with different colleges as well. How can they do that?
They can reach out to me. I can probably give leads. I have multiple leads. I can probably introduce with them and they can start. So if they're really good at as a public speaker, good at subjects, if they can handle the crowd, absolutely. So you will have a basic interview process. They'll ask you to give a short demo through online. So if you're good to go, and as and when they have a requirement, they keep sending you, so that you can pick based on your availability.
Okay, okay,
Right?
okay,
This I'm doing it for last 10 years. This is for me during a weekend. That's my go to work standard.
okay. And how much they pay for your class and other things?
It depends upon your experience, right? So it's been 10, 11 years part of this public speaker. So I charge per 3,000 to 4,000. If
Okay,
you're a
3,000 to
fresher, you get
4,000.
2,000
And this
approximately.
is you are talking about the colleges and schools and other things, right? Great. And during our discussion, you also mentioned about HR analytics related stuffs as well, right? And you also mentioned about different processes and policies which you have built. So can you also brief something about that, Sampath?
Right. I mean, starting from Jan 2024, I left Synchron in December 2023. I hardly took 1 week of gap, and then during that gap also been to multiple places to explore and all because I love traveling. That's my hardcore hobby, interest as well. So I was thinking about what I can do during this recession time, right? I'm already at 11 years of experience and extremely premium in the market already, and I'm sure that I will not find a job what I deserve, right? I know these are my problems, right? And while I was thinking about it, I was also thinking about what solution, how I can survive in this market, and how I can pay my EMIs, and what I should do. So I did little research in the market, and what is exactly I got the first assignment that I took was on the resume building services. So
Okay,
or in my 11 years of my journey, I built three ATS product and I know the functionality of the ATS. The
okay.
entire mechanism, I can give you the blueprint as well. So I know
Mm-hmm.
this, right? And a lot of not just the support function, even there are a lot of techies also got impacted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was thinking about why can't I do a resume writing services so that I
Okay,
can help people to get a job. So that's how I
okay,
started, and then what I did was one day I just created one standard text. I will explain about what is an ATS and how it functions, why it is important, why your resume should get convert from a traditional to an ATS new format, right? So I explained everything. I had my write up and I've shared across 3,000 contacts that I have in my WhatsApp, right?
okay,
So
okay,
that includes my family, people that I've heard in the past, my work with my managers, everything. So that's how you, right? These people will help you in future down the line. So I have all my contacts. So no matter, and also I don't ignore their numbers. Every person is important in your life. If not today, tomorrow they may help you in any ways. So the moment I have sent this and people started asking during Jan and Feb, I was involved in terms of giving a lot of awareness about how this ATS works and what is the criteria and why you need to build resume and all of. So that's how I started this journey, and then slowly I started the no also extended to cover letters as well for senior leaders, peoples and all. They need a cover letter. Because multiple company ask these days cover letters because the hiring manager will not have a time to go through your 5 6 pages of your right, and the cover letter will definitely give you about brief about the candidate in a nutshell. And then I started also extended my as a freelancer, building their job portals and the LinkedIn enhancement. So LinkedIn also
okay,
creates a lot of impact and all of that, right? So That's how I started this journey. And till today, I get a lot of requests to in terms of building their LinkedIn, resume, cover letter, or their Naukri profile as well.
Okay.
So I give it
From
as an individual services or as a whole package based on the requirement.
okay, let's say you have from January till date, right? It's been almost like 6, 7 months now,
Yeah,
right? So roughly, how many clients you have got so far,
it's very close to 100.
and what kind of services? Like some might have got all the services, some might have got some of the services,
See,
right?
based
But
on the experience, right? Since I'm from talent acquisition background, so they are not aware about it, right? So they don't know about anything about the how this HR and TA functions, right? So I had multiple leadership folks worked across multiple companies. Even today, also I'm helping an Amazon guy with 21 years of experience, a very tough guy, but still I'm handling him. I'm making them to understand, educate, right? So in India, people are not able to understand the basics. When they don't know basics, and you will not get a job. I've told many people, boss, this is how if you want to get a job into three times faster, you need to build your resume. If you're not doing it, you will not get the calls even. And people after down the line 1 month, 2 months, they approach and they build their product. I mean, so the product means the resume.
okay, okay,
People
okay,
hardly searching for a job for 6 months, no calls. After I built resume, got job within 20 days with a good consulting company,
okay,
right?
okay, okay,
So it's not just that I provide services and leave them. After service also, I'll because since I'm the one craft the Tyler resume, right? I know their expertise and all. If I see anywhere, I will make sure that I will share that requirement with them so that they can at least apply and get the job. So if you look at my success rate, it is 90% as on today,
okay, okay.
right? So it is all about in marketing. If you know marketing TAM, right? Total addressable market, right? When
Mm-hmm.
there's a potential where you can earn money as a freelancer, you need to do certain survey, basic survey, and understand what is a real need in the market. That's the basic principle that anybody want to do as a freelancer need to understand the market. Whether okay, this is my target audience. These folks I can get revenue, and down the line next 2 years I can really make good money. So when they do all these prerequisites, right, definitely they can earn what they were drawing even better,
Okay.
right?
And as a uh, new freelancer, right? Many people don't know the potential, right? Many people don't know like how to charge for their services. So can you also give some idea, right? Let's say for resume building, let's say someone want to build a resume services for a client or something. How much he or she should charge the client?
First thing is they need to bifurcate based on the experience. Say for example, 0 to 2 years, your work will be easier. You can probably do it in 4 to 5 hours,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And somebody at 15, 16 years, I'm doing for last 1 week. Still, I'm not done. It depends
Okay,
on the time that you spend, right? Time is very important. Time is equal to money. That's
yeah.
how they need to fix their rate card. So if I'm
Okay,
spending
okay,
10 hours for this guy, I'll put some X value and then I will charge the amount. So that
okay,
that is something it is to an individual, right? They can go extremely premium, they can give services at an affordable. So somebody at an entry level for a freelancing, they want if they want to really do, I would suggest have a basic rate card so
okay,
that
okay.
at least in your friend circle will take that services and they will refer some to others as well. That's how almost 100 clients. I have more than 60% through a reference. Hey, I got your number from this person. I mean, I heard that you built this resume good. Can you help me out? I said, why not? So I have not spent any money on the marketing. No, it's just that I've posted on LinkedIn couple of times and then in my WhatsApp status, and then I've sent messages personally. That's it. That's how I got the work because I know because there's a need in the market, and that's how I picked this as a freelancer. Otherwise, it is difficult to survive, right?
Great, Sampath. It was really an interesting discussion, I would say. Any last tips before we wind up our call? It's almost like 50 minutes we have already spoken. So, any last
Right. I
tips
want
you
to
want?
talk even about the facts about freelancing industry, right? I mean, in last 3 years, it emerged to the next level. If you look at the statistics, right, 15 million in India, they are the freelancers. If you look at
Okay,
their
okay,
average income is 90,000, I guess, per month.
okay.
So the least is around 15,000. That's how the market says, right? What happens, right? I have trained a lot of people do this freelancing work and all of that. So what happens is like one day they try, second day they try, third day they will give up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
If
right.
somebody really want to be as a freelancer and conquer the market, right? They should, I mean, never give up attitude,
And I
right?
think they
Don't
should
give
be
up.
also consistent, right?
Consistency also should
Consistency
be
is
there.
the key.
Correct. Right. If you look at in top to potential freelancing work, right, consulting stands at the eighth place in the world. When I say
Okay,
consulting, it might be financial, accounting, human resource,
sure,
which means
sure.
human resource will have a lot of potentiality to earn money, right?
Yep,
Not just that I'm doing this resume building, LinkedIn enhancement. No, I'm also built a product called a recruitment dashboard, which is an alternate product for an ATS, right?
okay,
So I got this idea because I'm part of various community, right?
okay.
And then there are a lot of startups in Bangalore. There are a lot of bootstrap companies in India emerging, right? And they really can't afford having an ATS application paying premium charges. So me and my friend, we sat and then we built a product using Power BI application, and touchwood we have multiple customers in place. We got already first check and we have multiple people also buying our product. Again, this happened because of, I know, communities like I am recruiter XYZ, because I'm actively part of it. I'm sharing my thoughts, knowledge with all of them, right? So this is one of my area where I really earned good money, and I have few more customers are in place to you know do the configuration part. That's the
Sure.
another way to do it. And third thing is again startup companies, right? So I'm helping them in terms of having all the HR related policies. Just 2 months assignment, I'll give my services and I'll get my check.
Awesome.
Apart from that, also working with all the startup companies, right? If they need anybody, please don't give it to our vendors. Please give it to me. Okay, instead of paying them 8%, give me 6% or 5%, because I have a freelancer recruiters out of job. I have a team of 6 to 7 people. They work as a freelancer. We close positions. That's how we share the commission basis,
Nice.
right? So talent acquisitions is the only person can diverse. He can go and get things. HR and the talent acquisition can do any work. It's just that if you have that capacity, if you have that capabilities, you can conquer the market for sure. That's how I've been doing multiple activities. Otherwise, today I may get income from resume building, but tomorrow I may not get it. But
Yep, yep.
what is for my tomorrow's food shelter ke liye? So
Yeah,
that's how I
yeah.
built a recruitment dashboard as an alternate product, and then also approaching various startups in terms of having their policies in place, right? So if one market goes down, at least I have another
Other,
product where I can get income generated. That's how the freelancer should have the mindset. I hope this will really give
yes.
sense to these folks.
I am sure, Sampath, this session will be really helpful. I even try to ask you multiple questions just to make sure that they understand from the perspective how you started and all those things. And everything start from small, right? Nothing will come big in one day itself. But thank you so much for your time, and we are glad to have you in our podcast session. Really interesting topic. Looking forward for much interesting topic in future. And with this, we would like to wind up this call today. And thank you once again, Sampath.
Thank you so much, Prafulla. I'm happy to help not just your community, I can help anybody. Please reach out to me. I'm happy to help. Thanks
Sure.
for inviting Prafulla. You're doing really wonderful job.
Thank you, Sampath.